I can't see football cards, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, have action, won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment, never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? Welcome back to the Light the Torch podcast. A couple days before the 4th of July, but we're going to come with you a show, or we're going to come at you with a show this week. So it's just going to be the three of us today. B Jones is still doing some good by teaching people how to use firearms. So shout outs to him. But you're stuck with me, Guns, and Raul today. So of course, there's introductions. How's it going, Raul?
It's going well. Can't complain. The weather's nice. So, no, feeling great. How about you guys? And we got Kristen on here, so we can officially start the show as well. So
yeah, he's here, so we officially can start the show. So appreciate you, Kristen. But how's everything going, Guns?
Doing good, man. Excited to talk UFC football.
Yeah, the off season's pretty much coming down or winding down. We're going to probably be getting into some fall camp probably within the next couple weeks or so. But yeah, we do got some updates in recruiting wise, and then we also have the Big Ten Media Day happening towards the end of July. So we'll talk about that, maybe what we might see when it comes to the Big Ten or the Big Ten Media Day. But let's go ahead and start with some recruiting updates. So we might have a good 4th of July weekend this week. So go ahead and let the fans know what's going on, Guns.
Yeah, BC, we sounds like it's going to be a great 4th of July for everyone here. So I'm excited for that. But Ethan Feaster will be announcing his commitment July 4th. It will be at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Central time. And leading up to this week, we were kind of hearing Texas A&M was the leader, and then today it just really shifted gears. Predictions were flowing in left and right. We even heard that he signed his NIL deal with us on the 30th this past Monday. So everything is trending our direction. You never know. It's still 2 days left, and like the Luke Wayful situation, right? It was back and forth. You just never know. But we heard great things, and it sounds like we're definitely going to be the winner out of this. And again, this will impact Jalen Lott when we do get Booby Feaster's services. Again, we will essentially just move on from Lott, essentially, and then Lott will make his decision between Oregon or Texas or LSU. I've even heard. So we'll see what happens on July 4th, but again, it's trending in our direction with that. And so real quick, just thoughts on the Booby Feaster situation?
Go ahead, Raul.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's great news. As we've been hearing over these past few weeks that we're in a good spot for either Lott or Booby Feaster. So, I'm excited for either one of them, to be quite frank with you. So, just excited that, seems like Booby Feaster, it's leaning towards USC. And then just shout out to Scott Schrader. I know he's been pretty spot on this recruiting cycle. He's one of the guys that hasn't mentioned anything about A&M. He's been saying that USC's in a good spot regardless of what's being shared out there. So just want to say shout out to Scott Schrader. If you watch this, appreciate we appreciate it. But yeah, shout out to Scott Schrader on that.
Yeah, either one I would have been happy with. Both of them have great upside. Booby Feaster is the number 5 wide receiver according to On3/Rivals, right?
Yeah, he was, before he reclassified, he was the top wide receiver for the 27 class. So he's definitely legit.
Yes, the dude. If you haven't checked out his highlights, the dude is legit. So I'm pretty excited if we get him or Jalen Lott. Depends on what can happen. You never know. Like you said, the whole waffle situation, things can change on a dime.
It's a
But
waffle or waffle?
it's waffle. I've been saying
Yeah,
waffle,
waffle,
but
yeah.
it's waffle.
Waffle,
At least
yeah,
that's what
waffle,
people have been saying.
yeah.
At least the talking heads out there. But definitely the dude is a baller, and it's going to be interesting if we do get him and just seeing what everyone's going to be calling Booby Feaster and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of memes out there, especially with him. So, but yeah, and it'll be even better when Jalen Lott actually ends up going to Texas, because isn't that the reports that Texas is trying really to kind of sway him away from Oregon? So that would be the cream. That would be the cherry on top, actually. So the cherry on top.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sounds like with us kind of out of the picture, we're trending away. Texas is getting more involved. I guess you could say scared of us, that we were in that picture. So, and then Kristen, we most likely will not get both. We'll definitely get one, and it's trending to be Booby Feaster. So, yeah, there's that. And then lastly, real quick, the great thing about this, we have the connection with Peyton Houston. Booby Feaster and Peyton Houston are very close friends, both from Louisiana. And, obviously, again, Booby was the 27th kid at one point. So there's that connection. People are saying, when whoever school Booby goes to, Peyton's going to go to. So I think that just tightens us more, because we already kind of were a favorite in a way. So.
And I bet it worked also the opposite way. I bet he heard that Houston was pretty close with Lincoln Riley, that we're trending in his direction as well. So I'm sure it worked both ways when it came to the recruiting portion of it. And real quick shout outs to Chris, and of course always showing the love here. I'm always here, fellas. Let the show begin. Appreciate it. And also shout outs to Bobby Robinson. You should have received your chain today. If you haven't checked it says that it was on your front door or your porch. So if you haven't checked, it should be there. Let me know if there's any issues or whatever, but I really appreciate you supporting the chains. But yeah, either way, like, I think we'll just be one more player after that when it comes to the recruiting, and it's all going to be down to Breck College, or Breck College, right?
That's correct. Yeah, he's our next update. He's we're in the lead. It sounds like we're definitely trending in the right direction. Over, that's a good point. Yep, Shaquem Stewart. He's been a key piece on the recruiting trail for Booby Feaster. So shout outs to him as always. But Breck College, he is. We're leading. He's the last interior offensive lineman that we are currently targeting, and we're looking to get one more. And so we'll see. There's no commitment set date, and that in a way worries me, just because you just never know in recruiting. So we'll see if we just kind of go full court press and we get him to commit sooner. But the rumor has always been that he will commit in December. So we have quite a bit of time for that one. But again, it's great news. We're in the way and leading the way, and it's good. Georgia, Miami, you can't sleep on those programs. So
yeah. Real quick about Kristen here. Sorry, I'm not the most active when it comes to IG, so I'll definitely get on there. But yes, I did get your picture. B Jones did pass that along to me. I've just been kind of lazy to be posting the people who've received those chains, so I'll definitely post that up a little bit later. But Manjeet, so when it comes to, I really think that when it comes to the wide receivers, they kind of want to be that wide receiver one in the receiving class, I feel like. And I just feel like we may not want to also put up the money for that right away for both wide receivers, because I'm sure they're probably both going at a pretty hefty price when it comes to NIL. What do you think, Guns?
Yeah, I agree. And then the fact that we already have 4 wide receivers already committed, right? So you don't, like, the whole thing about the the commitment, right? But for these kids to shut it down and stay committed, it goes both ways, right? Like we don't want to tell a kid, hey, peace out after you.
Oh, it's happening again.
We're committed for it's just not a good look and whatnot. So they're looking for one more, and so obviously it's first come first serve.
So
your microphone's having the same issues again.
Great.
It was going for a while. It was going good for
we have?
but
want to come back.
Yeah.
So who do we have on the wide receiver group? We got Luke Weaver, Tron Baker, Mosley, right?
Mosley
and who else? I think we got one
Louisiana
more.
kid. I'm spacing his name for some reason.
Roderick Tiseno, right?
Yeah.
So more than 5. Yeah, so that's a good amount. So I'm excited about this wide receiver group. I think we got a lot of. I mean, I know they're 4 stars, or some of them are 4 stars, but I still feel like they're underrated as well. They could potentially be 5 stars.
Yeah, I don't get how let's see, Trent Mosley, who was like one of the best wide receivers in the Trinity League, is still a 4-star, but it is what it is. But having him will definitely solidify another reason why we're the number 1 class. But I don't think the number 1 class really matters at this point. I just like exactly what we have right now. So real quick, shout outs to Bobby Robinson for the $5 dono. Really appreciate it, man. And then Manjeet's tour, they got Nebraska and Iowa ahead of us. For what?
He's talking about the first comment. He's like that he's listening to a few shows.
Oh, okay, the Big Ten. I don't put any stock into that anymore, but
we got Ken on the building.
Shout outs to Ken showing up here, and shout outs to him for helping me out this 4th of July weekend. He's definitely doing me a solid. So,
but he's telling you how to use the RecTech, or
exactly, yes.
Hey, RecTech, if you guys see us for somehow, throw out the sponsorship.
Hey, Ken is one of your biggest fans, so. But
Ken lives by it. He'll swear that it's the best thing in the world. So.
But Manjeet says, "Can we flip Jeff from Oregon?"
I think we can, but
I think that's the last thing that's on our mind right now. I think we're happy with our class right now, and if somehow, or like when we start winning football games and people start taking notice, maybe then we'll start going after these kids before the December deadline. But right now, I think they're kind of wanting to close this recruiting out for right now, and then just focus on retention of the guys for next year or so. But right now, I just feel like if Jet wants to go to Oregon, that's fine.
Yeah, there's always a chance, but you out of the park right there, BC, in terms of they're focused on the season for now.
Yeah, we need to win. That's exactly what. Like we need to at least show improvement. We need to close out the 4th quarter. We need to do all of that when it comes to for the rest of the recruiting class.
You mean for the rest? You mean like maybe the 2 or 3 spots left?
Yeah. Like you bet. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're pretty much done, right? We might have like spots for like 2 or 3 flips at most if we keep all our guys committed.
Absolutely.
But either way, like this is a record-breaking recruiting class for USC. I don't think we've ever had this many recruits in a class, or I don't even know if we've come this close. Maybe the class with Lane Kiffin before the sanctions, but I don't think any class has really come this close to this amount of numbers, and also the quality of these. These are not just fill-in players. Like, these are quality players that a lot of teams wanted. So I know people still want us to go after these other 5 stars, but you got to look at this class. You got Jamie and Winfield, one of the top defensive linemen in Texas. you have the top tight end. You have in all of college football, we have one of the best linebackers who's like he should be a 5-star with Talanoa Ely and Kenny Pepe, which I still don't understand how On3 has him at a 3-star, but that could change with rivals. But we'll see. But like for the most part, we have a really great class, and like I know people are going to complain if we don't get some of their favorites, but you can't get them all. You can't.
Yep.
Like if we could, then we wouldn't have any issues with having them commit so early. But
Exactly.
Calex Rose says Iowa will be tough. Yeah, and we'll probably go through some games closer towards the season about maybe how we match up against them, but we'll talk about it. See, this is funny, but like I don't know if Iowa's trash. It's maybe their quarterback situation could be trash, but everything about them is pretty hard nosed.
Yeah, they got that Gronkowski kid that we were kind of looking at. So
Out of
interested
the
to see what that looks like.
They got him out of Montana State.
So, yeah, or like definitely an FCS school. I want to say
Or maybe
Delaware
South
State for
Dakota.
some reason too. or
South
something
Dakota.
like that. Yeah.
One of those.
What
I
are we
don't-
talking about? Sorry, guys, I had to step away real quick.
Just talking about Iowa. It's just it really all depends on where their QB situation is, because they have a new OC for them, so you never know if how. I hear they might do the mesh offense, so that definitely could be interesting because Iowa has never really kind of done stuff like that. So I think they might be changing things up. So don't sleep on Iowa. Don't sleep on any other teams that will be playing. But other than that, anything else we have about recruiting? Any questions in the chat for Guns about recruiting?
If we close out on Booby, which I think we will, like from what you guys are hearing, and Cola J, we'll be at 32, right?
31. Or if we get Cole J as well, then we'll be at 32.
Yes, if we get both, we'll be at 32. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at 30 right now. And then Cola J, which we have two of his best friends on the team right now with Kenny Pepe and Mark Bowman. They all like Kenny is his roommate, and Mark Bowman played Little League with him. So, and Mark Bowman was with him for his official visit, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So, and it'll be interesting to see, seeing that we would get. Would he be the third IMG Academy player that we would have, or just the second? I can't recall, but
I want to say it's the second.
Okay, because we haven't really been doing so well when it comes to the IMG Academy kids. So it's kind of interesting having to go from Florida to to California, even though Kenny's still a California kid. So
yeah, and Breck's a Colorado kid too. So he's still got that West Coast connection.
Yeah. Hey, don't be insulting people in the chat. We want to keep this respectful, but yeah. Let's see what the chat has said. Okay, Ken.
Ken is just joking about it. He's not being serious about it. So keep it.
But don't bring that up, Ken. I was at that game and it was miserable. I don't need flashbacks about that.
Hey, that was last year.
It still hurts. I was there. That was my first game that we've ever lost, and I was there.
According to certain people, history doesn't matter, right? Because that was last year, or that's in the past. So, if you guys catch my drift, you guys know who I'm talking about.
No.
All right. I guess we can go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is Big Ten Media is this month, or Big Ten Media Day is this month, from the 22nd of July to the 24th. And we have 3 representatives that are coming with Lincoln Riley. And some people are a little kind of concerned. They're concerned about why a certain player is not at USC, or I mean at the representing USC at the Big Ten Media Day. So we have Kamari Ramsey, we have Makai Lemon, and Elijah Page that are going to be showing up at Big Ten Media Day. And one thing that's missing, or is going to be our quarterback, Jaden Mayava. So there, I feel like I was watching the pair style today, and I think there's only like two quarterbacks that are not representing their teams at Big Ten Media Day. It's USC with Jaden Mayava and Michigan State's quarterback Aiden Childs. So
And also Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Oh, Ohio State's not having their quarterback either?
Correct, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people are like kind of concerned that he's not showing up, but I'm not really concerned myself. Jaden's a really soft-spoken kind of guy, and like he's not really the person to kind of just go out there and talk. And I feel like if he did go to it, it might sound maybe just more kind of like player speak or whatever, just like repeating everything that the coach, like how they coached you up to be like when it comes to like the media. So I just feel like the players that they picked, I think, are a good representation of USC. Like but I'm not saying that Jaden's not, but I just feel like a lot of the media people would enjoy talking to them based off their personality wise. But that's just me. I'm not saying that Jaden's not doesn't do good with the media, but I like who they picked so far. What are you guys' thoughts, Raul? You're on mute.
I missed a good portion of that, BC. Sorry, I had to step out real quick. But
just asking who you think, or like what are your thoughts about Mayava showing up and the three players, Makai Lemon, Ethan Page, and
Elijah
Page. Sorry.
I was gonna say, who's Ethan Page? I'm not sure who that is.
That's Booby.
No, I like the people we picked, just because they've been here since the very beginning for the most part, with the exception Kamari, but he's an LA kid, right? So he fully understands the rivalry and what a USC Trojan is. So Makai Lemon's been here for all his time here. So I think those are three great candidates to represent us at the Big Ten Media.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think it's a big thing that Mayava's not going there. Honestly, those three players are better players than Mayava, and that's not a discredit. It's not talking crap. And honestly, I want him to be on campus in that playbook more, right? So I mean, it's not a big deal, and so. But I do find it funny how some people were kind of thinking that.
Yeah, but in all honesty, the one person I was hoping to see would be Gentry. Like I feel like Gentry would have been a fun person to interview, especially at Big Ten Media Day. But other than that, I'm happy with who they got. Makai Lemon's a straight up dog, and Elijah Page is definitely the leader on that offensive line. And it's good that Lincoln Riley is pushing him to that spotlight. We definitely need that kind of to show that he's going to be stepping up as a leader for that. And he's kind of like stepping into that Jonah Monheim kind of role. I feel like Jonah was the leader on the offensive line, and now he's kind of stepping up to that. So, which is really good. And of course, Kamari Ramsey is the leader of the defense, so I'm not surprised by that. But hopefully, like this is not USC related, but I don't want it to happen again, even though it was hilarious. I hope Deshaun Foster is more prepared.
I want to see it again. I want to see it.
I don't want to see that again. Like I feel like, because after hearing that he's not he has stage fright, I kind of feel bad, because I know what that feels like, freezing up on stage. Like you never want to see that happen. He's a great guy. Like he's
sorry.
Nice,
hey, it's not gonna be the end of the world for him. I want to see it again.
True. I'm fine with that. But
he can keep bringing us up on his thing. He's like, we're the other school. By the way, the other school has It would have been funny being like, yeah, we're not great at football, but the other LA school is. But we're trying to get there.
HR Pickens up says JoJo Early is transferred to UNLV. They brought in like 5 former 5-stars. Hey, whatever helps them, because who are they talking about? Justin Flo's over there as well. I mean, I guess UNLV is turning into last chance U at this point.
Right.
Yeah. What are you hoping to hear or like see when it comes to this Big Ten Media Day?
I mean, for me, at least from just like the relationships on the offensive side, right? I hope like Elijah and Lemon say some good things. I'm not really expecting much on Kamari. I think that side's going to be elite. I think it's just going to come down again to the O-line and the offense, really, when it comes down to it when we get into the season. So that's kind of where I'm mainly focused on what they're going to say.
Yeah, like I really never know what to expect when it comes to these Big Ten Media Days. I feel like they all ask the same questions, like, how do you expect to improve from last year, blah, 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 all the same kind of basic cookie cutter questions. So I feel like we're not going to get too much when it comes out of this. But I think Lincoln Riley, I feel like Lincoln Riley is going to be a little bit more confident in this team, because I feel like last year he was kind of like more hesitant to say that USC is going to be a contender or whatever, just because he probably wasn't as confident in where the defense was at, even though we took strides on the defense. But I just feel like right where we're at, I feel like there's going to be a lot more confidence coming from Lincoln Riley this year.
I totally agree. I'm interested to see how he is in general. Like people have said that he was like floating in the air, at past, camps and stuff like that. So a lot of pressure is off him in terms of, again, like recruiting, managing, stuff like that. And, even a step further, people have mentioned, again, the passing of our inside receivers coach that we had at the beginning of his tenure, and Mike Leach, right? And so, I mean, he's had some time to really, move on from those situations. So, I mean, I think he's in a happier place.
Yeah.
Yep. I would agree with from what I heard. Like I've mentioned in previous podcasts and episodes, when people were going at Lincoln Riley, he had a lot of things going on. Those 2 passings that you guys mentioned, rest in peace to them, by the way. Just the Lincoln, the Alex Wrench, tobacco and all that was going on, and the recruiting, like he couldn't focus on just being a head coach or just simply, play calling. Right. So this year, I feel like he has none of that pressure, and we're probably gonna see a lot of the old Lincoln Riley, where we thought he was an offensive genius and go deep into his playbook. And now with Maiava being in his second year and having the full offseason when Lincoln Riley is going to be, it's going to open up that playbook for him. And we're going to be great.
All right, so I misspoke. There's a lot more teams that are not having their quarterbacks there. There's like 10. So
that's what I thought. I thought it was a little bit more than that, but
yeah. So Indiana's not going to have their quarterback. Maryland, Ohio State, Minnesota. Who else? Oregon.
And then shout out Brown Cutie from London. We appreciate it. And Blackie Chan confirmed that he can send stuff to London if you want to change. So just reach out to him.
So I found a cheaper option here. So and Brown Cutie. So when it comes to the package here, I need to go out and get my own box rather than go with USPS because it's significantly cheaper. When I found out when I went to the USPS today, so I have to find a box that's not USPS and just write the address onto the box, and then it's significantly cheaper rather than paying $200. So I should be getting that done hopefully before 4th of July. But yeah, so it is a lot cheaper than I was expecting, but it might take a little bit longer to get to you because it's going to have to go through customs and all that stuff. So I have to get the customs sheet all filled out, but I found another way. So you should be receiving that soon, or I should be able to send it out soon. So, but yeah, appreciate your patience on that, and I've just been trying to find other ways for that. So, but all right,
we had a few comments on there. If you guys want to read through
them, who was it for?
I think Kristen mentioned one, and then HR picking stuff.
So Kristen here, are you talking about this one here?
Yeah, and then
depends on the O-line. If O-line still can't block, the offense will not be opened up, and tight ends and running backs will stand and help block. Yeah, that is very true. Like we've talked about before, I feel like we're kind of comfortable with what we have based off the reason why we haven't gone to the transfer portal for it, but that's just me. And I feel like Zach has a better a grasp of being the offensive line coach than Josh did. So I expect it to be better right off the bat rather than taking some time for that. But let's see. That's a good question. What will the O-line be? Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on the O-line? How do you think the O-line will compare from this year to last year?
I think that we're not going to skip a beat. I think we're going to be a lot better. I know we lost a few players, but the reason why I believe this is because they're going to be facing the best D-line every day at practice and throughout, the off season that they're going to face in the entire season for the most part. I'm telling you guys, this D-line, kind of what HR picking stuff, this defense is going to be nasty. That D-line is going to be nasty. I'm telling you guys. It's night and day from what we had in previous years. And that alone is going to help our O-line be a lot better when we play these guys on Saturdays.
What about you, Guns?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think we're going to see an improvement. I mean, honestly, I think the only question I have is that right tackle and just the gelness, right? If they can gel together quickly. But I mean, other than that, I think DJ Wingfield is underrated. I know a lot of people have kind of gone back and forth since he was at Purdue. But I mean, their offense wasn't great, right? I mean, the whole offensive scheme was just not great. So we have a legit center. I expect, a lot of consistency with Delani, and obviously Elijah's Elijah. So all comes down to that right tackle spot, in my opinion.
Right tackle and right guard or no,
left guard.
Yeah, left guard. So I just feel like right now, I think we have a better chance. Like the guys that we have, they're big. General Reed, he's 6'3", 330 or something like that. The dude's huge, and I really feel like it's all going to come down to coaching and how soon they can gel together. I think they have the talent to do it. But it just all really comes down to gelling together. But I have one question for you guys. Do you think that E-Man would still be here if we had Chad Bowden at the time that the transfer portal opened?
You want my honest opinion on my answer?
Yeah.
I don't care about E-Man anymore. I don't care. I'm not even going to do hypotheticals. He left. He can be up there. Don't care about him.
I know, but I'm just saying he still was our best lineman. I'm just saying, it definitely. I would have felt a lot more like confident because he would have been that leader on that offensive line or next to Elijah Page. So it just, I feel like Chad would have really emphasized on keeping the big uglies together.
Possibly. I mean, it would have been a different story if Chad was here, but yeah, at this point, I really don't care about him. Like he chose this thing. I don't wish him anything. Like I'm not wishing him luck because he's with the enemy up north, basically. Don't wish him any bad luck either. Just I don't really pay attention to his game at this point anymore. He's irrelevant to.
Oh no, I'm going to pay attention.
It's a Trojan fun. So
I want to pay attention on November 22nd.
I mean, at that game, obviously we have no choice, right? But I personally think that the staff feels confident about this O-line because we had the opportunity to add players in the transfer portal and we didn't go after anybody. So that tells me that the staff feels confident of who we have on the depth chart.
Yeah, I mean, I there's a chance that he would have stayed, but it just is what it is. We have a secret weapon come November 22nd. All we gotta do is punch him in the face, and we'll be fine. They won't do anything back. So, no, I'm just joking. But
yeah. No, we're definitely still stacked on the offensive line side because we have two great options when it comes to the right tackle with Justin Tianu and Tobias Raymond. They both really showed out, or Justin T showed out the left side, and Tobias did really well on the right side during that bowl game against Texas A&M. So, and then we also have Aaron Dunn. We have a lot of good options, and I just feel like with Coach True's toughness, I think as long as he instills that kind of toughness in them, it doesn't really matter who we have on our offensive line position. I just think we're going to be tough regardless. And I really think that Wayman, B-Jack, Eli, whoever we have in the backfield is going to be able to run behind this line.
Yep.
Exactly. And whoever doesn't become that right tackle, I mean, they could be that swing offensive line, right? Maybe go to the outside, go inside. So, like, it does feel like our depth is a lot bigger and tighter than going into last year. So,
and like I'll sign like a broken record because I say this often, but experience definitely helps. So, like from one year to another, for whatever reason, sometimes things click and the game slows down. And I personally think that's going to be the case with a lot of these players as well. We haven't heard much of the center, Banuelos. I don't know how he's doing. Hopefully he's healthy, but I don't know, a lot of these kids that we may not be thinking of could potentially just step up and make an impact.
Yeah,
and it could be multiple players, right? Not like you said, it could be a swing right tackle and whatnot. So.
And real quick, I kind of want to make a point to show this since we have Kristen in the chat. Caden Cheddington has been named Walter Camp preseason second team All-American. So he's our kicker from UNLV. So I hope he makes you proud, Kristen. just had to put that out there. But
that like Kristen's kind of always his thoughts and comments in the past like that. Special teams is going to be key. Like to me, I don't want to see a lot of 50-yard field goals. Honestly, I'd rather punt it, go inside the 20, and make that other team go 80 yards, 90 yards, right? Like, that's just kind of my feeling, and that's kind of how most of these Big Ten teams operate as well, right? Like they're not going to do these long field goals every time. So we'll see.
And Brown Cutie says the O-line was the reason Lincoln Riley went 11-2 in his first season. It was those holdovers who anchored the line. Yeah, there was definitely some players that he was able to convince to stay when he took over Caleb's first year. But Caleb was still running for his life, though. So Caleb did make some great plays. But, yeah, it still definitely helps to have –
that first year he wasn't. It was that second year where he was running for his life. because we lost all these senior O-line. So that
Yeah,
first
but-
year, we really did have one of the top O-lines in the country, to be quite frank with you.
Well, it could be just the fact that he kind of tried to do a little too much with the ball and do some more scrambling around there than he really needed to, because the O-line had to hold their blocks for at least a good 10 seconds just for Caleb to throw the ball. But that's besides the point from there. But what else do we got going on here? Any other questions in the chat that you guys want to put out there when it comes to recruiting, or is there anything that we that we haven't touched on? Let's see. Not too much here, so it could be a short show for us tonight. But either way, let me see what else do we got going on right now.
Yeah, just real quick. I think Kristen asked us way earlier in the chat. I don't believe Booby is announcing on 3 or even Rivals. I think we're just gonna see the post and then react from there. But hopefully there is a link. Hopefully, we'll see.
I bet there's gonna be a video.
I want to say
That'd be nice. Yeah.
I think I saw a post, and I could be completely wrong, but I thought I said it was like a watch party or some type of thing at
Somewhere,
noon.
yeah.
Noon
Yeah,
Pacific,
Scott's gonna
so
be there, so that's a great sign. Anytime Scott goes to these announcements, it's a good thing in our favor. So.
But so do you think he would invite not LSU, Texas A&M's people too, or no?
I don't
if
think
they
so.
want to show up, if they want to show up, they're like, hey, sorry, not sorry type of thing. Like,
right.
I picked my team and it's not you guys.
Yeah. I'm looking at his
What is
Twitter, I don't
Kristen
see
talking
anything.
about the 78%. What is he talking about?
The kicker that we have from UNLV. He's saying he's not that. He didn't have a great season last year with the percentage.
Hey,
yeah.
Kristen, depends who you're comparing him to, man. You're comparing him to our kicker. That's great. If you tell me. So,
Yeah.
it's an upgrade. I'll take it, and he can probably improve on that.
Do we know anything about any kind of NIL deal for Booby Feaster, or are we just kind of just going based off that we think that he signed a deal?
Yeah, that's all we're hearing. He signed the deal. I would assume it's a 7-figure deal. Would be my assumption. We haven't heard much numbers or anything like that.
And Brown Cutie said, "What about the linebackers? They've been coming up short for a while now. I feel like we're better at the linebackers position than we were the year before. I feel like of course, Mason Cobb, he was a captain, or a leader of that defense, but he may have not been the sideline to sideline guy that we specifically needed, and it didn't help that. It just, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about the linebackers this year?
Hold on, before you go, shout out Paulie. We appreciate the love. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, for me, I think it just comes down to health overall, right? Gentry, Desmond, just everyone, right? You could say it's somewhat thin and young. I have high hopes though for Beavers. I think he can definitely be a good rotation piece. There was some great talk about Jaden Walker in the spring, and then we got the Tamari Robinson kid from Penn State, right? We haven't heard much about him yet. We haven't seen anything, so we'll obviously hear how he is in the fall. But the fact that he was recruited at Penn State, good defensive there. That's no slouch in my opinion. So, but it comes down to health.
Yeah, it really does, because Jaden Walker has been getting a lot of buzz, especially during spring camp, and then Desmond Stevens had some great flashes, especially during the Penn State game. But Eric Gentry, a lot of people are saying that he definitely could be a Big Ten All-American for us, or even just an All-American in general. As long as he can stay healthy, the dude can do everything when it comes to being at the linebacker position. He can rush off the edge. He can drop back into coverage. It's just we need him healthy. But
Absolutely.
then Anthony Beavers, he hasn't had. I don't feel like he's had the proper opportunity, and I think with the linebacker depth that we have right now, he definitely has a big chance to be able to kind of take maybe sneak into the starting lineup, depending on where Danton Lynn really needs him at.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, to me, every time he's gotten a chance to play, he's made a play, right? I mean, obviously this was a year or so ago, but the Louisville game, right, the bowl game. I mean, he played lights out, had that punch, fumble. Yeah, just give him a chance, and he'll do some things for us. So, always been a fan.
What about you, Raul? Thoughts about the linebacker position?
No, I think we have a great core with a lot of potential. Obviously, Gentry, if he can stay healthy, and I believe, have faith that he will. He's putting in the work this offseason. So I think this is a year where he goes the whole season without getting injured. I think he's going to play a big part and be a great leader there. And then Jaden Walker, he had a huge, leap from the previous year, right? So he stepped up. And who else do we have at the linebacker position? It's
we have Matai Tagovailoa coming in the fall, and then we also have AJ Tuitele.
But who's our other linebacker right now that I think he switched from safety to
Garrison
Beavers?
Right? Beavers. So I think Beavers will step up. I'll do a what if. I wish I'm going blank right now his name, but the guy from Mater Day, the linebacker, I'm going blank right now.
Solomon?
No. He's at Fresno State, or he went to Oregon State. I mean.
Oh yeah,
Ray John Davis. Yeah, Ray John Davis.
Yeah.
I wish he would have stayed.
He definitely would have had a big opportunity to start. But hey, it is what it is at this point. He probably saw that we had some dogs in the linebacker room, and he probably just kind of wanted a fresh start. And it didn't help that we didn't have a linebackers coach at the time too, because we didn't have Rob Ryan when he left. So you never know what could have happened if we kind of put a little bit more kind of emphasis in hiring a linebackers coach. Because I feel like he could have easily stayed if he knew Rob Ryan, and at the time if we had Chad Bowden, I think he could have got him to stay as well.
Absolutely. But I mean, Paulie hits it kind of out of the park. I mean, I'm excited to see a more athletic linebacker unit. I think that was, kind of a hindrance on last year, right? It's just we didn't see that.
Oh,
you
cut out
with
again.
the Stevens and whatnot. Yeah, sorry, but
no worries.
Yeah,
and I just feel like we weren't the fastest when it came to linebackers with Easton and Mason Cobb. So I feel like the speed is definitely different when it comes to our linebackers right now with Stevens and Gentry. They're definitely really fast, sideline to sideline. Beavers is also very athletic, and so we'll just and Jaden Walker. He's also he's a converted wide receiver to linebacker. So I think he definitely has the ability to make a good impact as well. So we'll definitely see where it comes to that. But after this cycle, though, we'll be definitely really good at the linebacker position, especially with Desmond Stevens having another year, and then we're losing Gentry, but we definitely have Talanoa Ely that's going to have a great chance to start. Same with Sean Scott and a lot of the other guys that we have with with I'm blanking right now, but other than that, I think we're going to be set at linebacker coming up soon.
Yeah, we're only losing 2. Actually, technically 3. One of them is a walk-on, but yeah, the depth is slowly improving.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Kristen says our special teams needs to get better this year, especially field goal kicking and protecting for field goal kicking. Have to field goal block in one season is, yeah, it definitely does need to get better, and it's still going to be interesting to see who's going to be our returner at this point, because there's a lot of people that besides Mekhi Lemon that has been kind of getting some shots at returning. I think Steve Miller was being looked at. Was it Steve Miller?
Yeah, I think James Johnson as well. I mean, there's definitely a lot of young guys, in that rotation right now.
Yeah, and who Eli Sanders definitely could be back there when it comes to returning. He's definitely has the experience when it comes to that.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, I think we're a fairly complete team that is just being completely slept on because people still have this. Just because we lost 6 games last year, but they don't want to look at the underlying story behind those games. It's just we didn't have the size, but we were still in every single game, and that's pretty much what we kind of need to keep reiterating from to everyone who always wants to say, "Oh, you're a 7-6 team," but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and now that you bring it up, I don't know if we brought it up previously, but Josh Pate also mentioned the same thing, that USC is not your typical 7-6 team that, they went head to head versus, Notre Dame. Until the very end, we kept it very competitive. And the more impressive part is that a lot of these players were already thinking about transferring out. So just imagine what they could have done if they were truly focused that game. So, this USC team is going to surprise a lot of people. People are sleeping on USC, and, when the season starts, that's when they're going to find out that, USC is a real deal.
Yeah. Also, Krista says we need to leave Lemon at kick return. I don't want to keep him at kick return, but if we don't have anyone that can take the spots, then yes. But I feel like we need to keep him fresh. That's just my opinion. I don't want him to be getting banged up, because what those players are going to do on special teams. They're going to try to do some extracurricular stuff to try to hobble him or whatever. So I don't feel like we need to. If we have other options that are just as good, then I feel like we should not have him back there. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
I would keep him at kick return. Maybe not punt return. I don't know. When we moved them to kick return last year, there was that change, right? We saw electricity basically.
Well,
so
anyone's going to change if you just take it out of the backfield, because Zach did not even try to take it out of the end zone or anything. So the fact that he just took it out more than twice a game is already an upgrade. So you can easily do better than that.
Yeah, and then going on, switching the subject, Polly Walnuts mentioned a good point regarding Illinois being a trap game. I completely agree with him. I think we're going to dominate that game. And Nebraska game, it'd probably be the tougher game just because of that environment out there.
Yeah. I just don't want. I'm just not sleeping on any team except for maybe of course, Georgia Southern or Georgia State. Who cares? And Missouri State. I'm not sleeping. I'm sleeping on those guys. Who cares about them? But
we can't sleep on anybody. We have to be focused every game. But
that is true. But because like what Ken said at the very beginning, we lost to Minnesota and we lost to Maryland, and those were teams that we've never lost to before. And everyone and their mother was picking us to beat those teams, but we slept on them, and you just really can't sleep on any teams. I know people want to say that Illinois are like always played close games and lost close games, and just like us, we lost those games, but Illinois snuck out those games better than we did. So that's kind of the what I don't know what specific word I'm trying to say here, but it's just saying that
that was the difference maker between both, right? Like,
yeah,
one of them ended up finishing the games, and one of them didn't. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, with that being said, I
did he freeze? I think he froze.
was more on the weaker side.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again? You just completely froze.
I froze. Okay, sorry. I was saying that comparing the schedules from last year, I want to say that the Illinois schedule was more on the weaker side, like the strength of schedule. So that's just me.
Well, we thought we had a pretty easy strength of schedule besides some of the like Penn State or whatever, and we still lost those games that we should have won. Like Minnesota, we should have won that game. Michigan, we should have won that game. And like,
I mean, our schedule was not easy. We had Michigan, we had Notre Dame, we had Penn State. Who else? I know I'm forgetting somebody. What am I forgetting? I guess those were the three toughest.
Exactly, those are the three toughest games, and we were still in those games. But then the games that Rutgers, Maryland, Nebraska, like those all came down to the very end. Like we need to be a better fourth quarter team. But
comparing it to Illinois, I don't even think Illinois had a top 25 win or anything like that. If I'm not mistaken, they had a fairly weak schedule from what I remember.
No, the one that I feel like had the weak schedule was probably Indiana. Indiana had a weak schedule for that, but let's see from last year for Illinois. Let's just take a look into this here for last year. So Illinois.
How can I forget LSU, guys? Come on, I'm trying to tell you guys.
Yeah.
You guys were at the game with me. Thank you, Brandon.
Hey, I was at
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We were there. I can't believe I forgot that one.
They played Kansas. Kansas had a decent quarterback at the time before he got hurt. They played Eastern Illinois, Central Michigan. They played Nebraska, and they barely beat Nebraska.
Okay.
And they got kind of dog walked by Penn State, but Penn State was one of the best teams in the nation.
Okay,
Purdue.
We took them to the.
Let me finish here. Let me finish. You can speak. So Illinois, they beat Purdue, but in like overtime, and then Illinois beat Michigan, which we lost to Michigan, and they beat them pretty convincingly, 21-7. They got destroyed by Illinois. I mean, not Illinois, Oregon. They lost to Minnesota.
Who was the quarterback at that point?
Who?
With Illinois, Michigan.
Oh, I don't know. No clue.
So much.
It was Jack Tuttle.
Isn't that the guy that wouldn't throw at all? Or
no, that was a completely different quarterback.
Yeah, completely.
Jack Tuttle is. But then they beat Michigan State. They lost to Minnesota, which is the team that we lost to. They beat Rutgers, which we barely beat Rutgers. And they beat Northwestern, and then they beat South Carolina, which was a top 25 team. So, not going to lie though, they still had some good wins in there, and I'm not going to put anything past Illinois. They beat Nebraska, which Nebraska took us to the brink as well. So, and Kansas was a sneaky good team, but they just had unfortunate injuries with their quarterback. So, like I said, no one needs to Luke Altmaier is probably one of the better quarterbacks in the Big Ten because he has so much experience. He's probably people probably put him in the top 5 of the quarterbacks in the Big Ten, I would say. So, if you have a good quarterback, you have a good chance of winning a game. So, I'm not sleeping on them. Neither should anyone else.
I'm not sleeping on them, but I do think we beat them convincingly. like at least two scores in my opinion.
And we're playing at Illinois, so we haven't been. Did you not see our record against on the road last year? It was horrible.
I'm telling you, this year
saying.
it's gonna be different, in my opinion. I mean, I might just be biased here, but I do believe that this team's gonna be a lot better this year.
Yeah, and I have no doubt on that. It's just
we gotta prove it. That's the thing.
We gotta prove it. And Lincoln Riley hasn't been doing the greatest when it comes to kind of what is it called? Calling games on away games. So, and Kristen definitely wanted us to see his post here. BC, how's DI's I'm confused on this. We had the number 2 toughest schedule in the country. Did we have the number 2 toughest?
I know it's one of the toughest. Yeah, I don't know if it was number 2, but yeah.
BC, you've been drinking. We beat Rutgers
we did.
40-20. Okay. Probably getting them mixed up with some of the games that we should have won.
Yeah.
Illinois' schedule was easy.
Around that time, it was very foggy season.
Yeah. We were more angry than anything. But either way, we got it. Yes, this is exactly what we need to do better at. We got to figure out the traveling situation. I almost think we'd be better off showing up a day before instead of being there an extended period of time. Yes, we definitely need to be there a lot earlier, especially when we go to like Notre Dame. Like, even though we go to Notre Dame every other year, I still think we need to be better at traveling to Notre Dame, just being there, getting there on Thursday, having a full day and practice on Friday. We just definitely need to travel. So I think Minnesota, they traveled the night before or something, if I can recall. But
yeah, it was pretty close to the actual game day. Yep.
Let's see.
Do we got other topics to talk about, or we're gonna open it up to the chat?
You can open up to the chat if anyone wants to join here. Let me go ahead and put the. It's over an hour, so right now we really don't need to be on a little bit longer here. But let's go ahead and put it in the chat and see if maybe B Jones wants to jump in since he's so active in our chat right now.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be teaching people what to do over here?
I know, like what are the people with guns doing right now? Like, you should be watching them, not watching us.
Hey, and on his defense though, I think he'd probably be done by now. We usually start at 5:30.
I'm true.
Well, if he's done by now, then he should be able to just pop in. Oh well, no, we got Kristen. It's okay, B Jones. You don't need to join on. We have Kristen here. So, how's it going, Kristen?
Hey, what's going on, man? You know I had to get on here and set you straight. So we have the number 2 toughest schedule behind Florida. That's a fact. You can Google it. Illinois, they like to run the ball. They do have a lot coming back, but again, you know, they just lost their star running back, the Georgia tampering that their coach Dima is crying about. Right? They are a physical team. They want to run the ball and play defense. But if you look at the difference between us and them last year is that they made plays down the stretch on the last drive where we didn't. Either their defense got the stop or they threw a 10-yard pass from the 50-yard line and the wide receiver ran it all the way in and time ran out. I mean, the teams that they beat, their schedule was very soft. The teams that they beat, we beat by 20-plus points. You know what I mean? So I think we'll be fine against Illinois. But you know what I'm on here to talk about, because we keep talking about offensive line, defense, and all that. And it's not a knock against the guy, but what I was saying in my super chat is that it's absurd to go through a season and have 2 field goals blocked. That's not common, right? That's not common in a season to have. I mean, we at Minnesota, we have 7. We about to go up 10. That changed the whole ball game. Plus with the interception. So like special team, we gotta clean that up. Like we can't be missing all those field goals. We definitely can't be getting field goal blocks. Like to have 2 blocked in one season is just absurd. That is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully we can clean that up here. But we got Mr. Paulie Walnuts on here. How's it going, Paulie?
What's up,
How
Mr.
you guys?
Walnut?
How you guys doing, man? Let me tell you, this is the first time I think we've actually spoken. I've been a huge fan of yours, you guys, for the longest time, man. And
Appreciate
thanks
it,
to
man.
Tim and Preston for getting me. This has been a dream of mine ever since I was a little boy to be able to have a platform to talk about sports. And look, you got my little. I don't know if you guys can see my little background working on my studio. I'm launching my own show coming up here pretty soon. I'd love for you guys to come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
definitely.
so everything's gonna be great, but just talking Trojan football, man, I'm like fiending for it. I was on the phone with Preston earlier, man. We were on the phone for like an hour talking about everything, and you know the one thing that I see is like it's come this coming season, this 2025 foundation piece that we built is that's going to be the key. The Gus Cordovas, the Tristan Castros, these guys are those foundation pieces that I keep telling people. We can't sleep on these kids, man. They're amazing. They've been loyal to a fault, man, to the point where no one's even talking about him, which is good. But what I love about the team right now is you look at Jaden. Jaden's been taking a lot of heat, throughout this whole time there. And the way I look at Jaden is he took over Miller's team. Miller's team was those were his boys that go golfing together and hang out together. The year when Caleb was there, I mean, they were all hanging out. So when that happened, Jaden kind of walked into a whole situation where that would be tough for anyone to walk into a situation like that. But you look at now, it's the little things. I saw a picture the other day of the three of them on some like yacht or boat or something like that. And those are things where I see Jaden evolving as a quarterback, and people are giving him a tough time for not being at the Big Ten thing and representing. Well, you know what? Some guys just aren't public speakers. I do it every day, so it's easy for guys like me to go and talk and talk. I'll sit at the grocery store talking for 2 hours. But you know what? Let me tell you about Jaden, though. The teammates, I think they're starting to turn the corner with him. I think he's learning how to be a leader. And the one thing, too, is you look at Lincoln Riley, man. I've been a big Lincoln supporter. I've been telling people, trust in the process. The guy is just like any other young coach out there. He's still fairly young. And you look at year one. Year one was probably the worst situation he could have ever had with that team coming in. Expectations went through the roof. But you look at that team on the defensive side of the ball. We had NFL talent there. We had NFL talent on the offensive side of the ball. We had grown men like Travis Dye. I mean, that guy's like a man, in there. And they look. But you see the talent of Lincoln when he's able to dial up those calls with elite talent. And so. Of course, he struggled a little bit, but I believed in him. He's evolving as a coach. And the way I see that is, dude, you do guys not see the way he changed everything. And he got to a point where he realized, took a long look in the mirror one morning and said, you know what? I'm going to focus on hiring the best defensive staff in the country, getting the best defensive recruits. And he stuck to his word on everything. And Jen, more power to Jen for building. She's the mastermind behind all of it. I know Chad Bowden gets a lot of the credit, but Jen is the one. Without her, we would not be where we're at right now. And I'm so grateful to her. But and I could go on and on, guys. I just wanted to jump on the show and tell you how much I respect all of you. And I love your show. I watch it faithfully every Wednesday, man. And you guys are great. Hopefully, I'll be at the Michigan game, probably the Oregon game as well. So hopefully we'll get to meet up, man. And once I launch the show, I'll give you guys a heads up, and you guys can send a little support my way, man. I'd appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Paulie. So I actually just put your Twitter handle in the chat. So if you guys haven't followed him, definitely get his followers up, and then I'm sure he'll keep us.
His show gonna be on Twitter or on YouTube.
Well, you know what? The show's going to be on both, I believe. I didn't get started on Twitter till just recently, man. I didn't even.
I'm not on
Twitter. I didn't even
Twitter
know what it was,
myself.
man. Yeah, so I'm like an old school dinosaur. I still write my notes and and do that, but I'm learning. It's been somewhat of a, but I'm at that point where I've been preparing for this my entire life, man. And sports is my passion. USC football is my passion, and I just want to see us back. And it's good to see the fan base. So when I see guys like you, I feel like I'm in a garage just having a couple brews and just talking, man. It's like, you guys really do a great job and you make it fun. And that's what I appreciate about all of you, man. I really do.
Appreciate it, man. We really appreciate it. And definitely go ahead and give him a follow so he can keep us all updated when he decides to drop his channel. So we'll definitely try to make some appearances on those, but we'll definitely show you some love. So go ahead and show Paulie some love on Twitter, get his followers up, and we'll definitely be on the lookout for your show.
And last thing, take a look at this, America. I'm telling you right now, take a look at this linebacking unit that's coming up. These kids, just by Rob Ryan having that Rob Ryan experience, these kids are it's going to elevate their game to another level. My brother covered the Raiders for years, and I got to see Rob Ryan up close and personal turn Derek Burgess' career around, Kirk Morrison, all those guys. And for him, you're going to see he's going to unleash some of these guys. And one of these stars is going to be a guy that we least expect, because that's who Rob Ryan is. But there's so many young, talented guys. I'm a big Gus Cordova guy, and I wish Marquise Gallego, man. I hope he could see the field, because that's my guy. I love his play. I love his style. I love his family. But you know what, man? I got nothing but love for four of you guys, and fight on. And hopefully we'll get to see you guys soon, man. Take care.
Real quick,
Yeah,
Paulie.
go ahead.
The chat has a question about your SC Neon logo. So they want to know where you got that from.
Oh, dude, that is first of all, it's fake brick that I got here, and it's a sticker. So I went ahead and did that, and then I got the yarn back here over at like Hobby Lobby or something. I put the yarn there, and the logo is $30 on Amazon.
Oh, $30 on Amazon? Okay.
$30 on Amazon, man. And it's a nice little logo. It goes, I want to keep it simple. Eventually, I'll probably get a bookshelf up here, but I'm calling the name of the show is Calling the Shots with Paulie Walnuts. And that's been my nickname for years, man. It's so I want to talk about everything. I want to talk about football, baseball, basketball, boxing, everything. But I will have a USC Tuesday or something like that where it's nothing but SC ball, man. That's what. But I want to make it fun. I want to have a good time and laugh and you know, I mean, let's just face it. I'm not Walter Cronkite. I'm not some journalist. Dan Patrick kind of guy. I just want to laugh and have a good time, and let's make it fun, man, because that's what it's about, bro. It really is. And breaking down, obviously, we can break it down with the best of them. All of us can. You guys are all talented guys, and I know we can. Like I said, we can break it down with the best of them. But at the same time, you know, I love that we can have fun doing it at the same time. That means a lot, bro.
Appreciate it, Paulie. Go ahead.
What's that?
I'll say you came in here and you were spitting facts, so no, you were right about everything USC related right now. So we appreciate the love, and again, thanks for the invite for your show, and looking forward to your show as well.
Oh, you better believe it, man. I go back to the days of Estrius Creighton and the old school guys, bro, the old school Trojans that have come through, and you know what? It's just that we need to get back on track, and we will. But like I said, once we get going, I really would love to build a relationship with you guys. Hands down, one of the best shows out there, and I respect you guys, and I think the world of all of you, man. Take care and fight on, brothers. I gotta go feed my fat self right now because I haven't had dinner yet, bro. But anyway, all right, brothers, you take care, man. And fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on, brothers. Take care.
And real quick, Kristen, I just went ahead and sent you a follow on IG so I can. So we can follow.
hey, Kristen, don't accept it now. You gotta play hard to get now.
Okay, Raul, chill. I found the link for the neon sign for the USC Trojan. It's on there. It's for $30. But yeah, just look up USC neon sign, and it's probably gonna be the first thing. I tried posting it on there, but it showed up a stupidly long link on there. But yeah, it's pretty legit. He's right. It's $30 on there. So yeah. Other than that, though, yep. Shout out to Brown Cutie. Other than that, is there anything else we want to get in here? Because I think my wife just got home, so I think she wants me to get out of here so I can show her some attention here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm good on my end. Guns, Kristen, anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
All right, guys. Well,
appreciate you hopping in as well, Kristen.
Absolutely.
So we'll be. I think we should be here on Sunday. We'll keep you guys updated if we're going to be live on Sunday. But actually, go ahead.
Oh, one last thing. If you guys before Friday find a link or anything to watch Movie Committee, could you throw it up in YouTube, like one of your little picture things that you do, where it's not a video, just like a picture with some words?
Oh yeah. Just like a post for on YouTube. Yeah, we can definitely try to put that on there.
You gotta find that link.
yeah, if they have a stream for it. I looked on his Twitter and I wasn't able to see it, but maybe his Instagram has something. But
Right.
but yeah, all right, we're going to get out of here. Oh, Carter Sports showing up a little late there, man. Shout out to Carter Sports, but
Carter.
we're going to get out of here. Keep the torch burning bright, and as always, fight on.
Fight on.
Right on.